All right. So if you're watching this later on YouTube or if you're watching it now live, this is what we got today. So we're starting off with a league of Blue Black Shadow featuring this Rogue sub package. We ran the package yesterday in a Sultai build that Why You Mad sent to us. It was running a green splash for like Tarmogoyf for Abrupt Decay Assassin's Trophy. We had some awkwardness with the mana, not gonna lie. A lot of times, like, we needed green and couldn't find it, or we had to make a decision to get an Overgrown Tomb when we really wanted like extra blue sources. So we're gonna try like trimming down today. Cut out the green, go to straight blue black, see what happens, and then we can look at like building onto it as we go back. Like maybe we want to add red for Colligan's command or bolt. Maybe we want to go to the green and just like readjust the configuration. But we're kind of going with like the stripped down version to see where we want to go from there. As you'll notice with the mana base over here, we do have a single copy of Blood Crypt. Two reasons. One, we really want the 5th fetch land. Like 4 Watery Graves is a great base, but there's a lot of times you want access to that 5th. You'll see a lot of times in like Grixis where they'll run 2 Watery Graves, a Blood Crypt, and a Steam Vents, or 4 color with like 2 Overgrown Tomb, a Watery Grave, Breeding Pool, Blood Crypt, something like that. 5's kind of like a nice comfort zone for Shocklands. We replaced the 4 Tarmogoyf straight up with 4 Scourge of the Skyclaves. Hopefully with Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought-Thief, we should be able to get these Scourges online pretty aggressively. The only other changes I made to the main were I added in a copy of Dark Confidant over something over the 4th Fatal Push. Been seeing more and more matches that like I didn't really want Fatal Push against, so I'm kind of hoping when I don't have Push, Drown in the Lock will be able to do mostly the same job. In the sideboard, I got a little bit of inspiration from another user, Hummingbard, in the Shadow Discord. He'd posted a list earlier today, including things like Engineered Explosives, which I really like with the inclusion of the Blood Crypt. Pairs really well with Luris. 2 Go for the Throat we pulled from UMAD's list. 2 Drown in Sorrow was an adjustment that I made. We don't have a lot of great answers to Auriok Champion. This kind of gives us a little more game against it. 2 Soul Guide Lander for our Grave Hate. 2 Counter Squall that I kept over from the list we ran yesterday. 2 Aether Gust for our red and green hate. And 2 Ceremonious Rejection for Tron. Like 2 Rejection, 2 Counter Squall is kind of going to be like the backbone of our Tron hate. And yeah, we're going to jump in like this and see what happens. As always, we could sit here and theorize from now until the end of time. We can nitpick the deck, make little choices that ultimately probably won't change anything, or we can just jump into playing matches. That just rolls over and dies to Chalice, right? We still got like Soaring Thought-Thief and Thought-Thief, Luris, Bauble, Scourge of the Skyclaves. We got Engineered Explosives in the board, so I wouldn't say we just like roll over and die to Chalice. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a Thoughtseize. If he's sitting on a Stormwing entity, I'd like to get that out of hand. does mean he can get down Sprite Dragon right here if he wants. You know he picked up Spire Bluff Canal for turn. So I think what I'm going to do is take that. And we're just going to go ahead and Fatal Push this Sprite Dragon. Yep. Guess I'm gonna go with Soaring Thought-Thief this turn. Oh, I don't want followers. Way. So they didn't play anything there, which kind of makes me believe their last card in hand is a land here. But it could be like a Stormwing entity. Didn't want to waste a bolt on a... Alright, they're killing Thought-Thief, sure. Here's a shadow. Here's a Scourge. Play out the Scourge here, be a little more mana efficient, so if we draw another land, we can like Shadow plus Drown in the lock. Alright, take game 1. Game 2, I know I want Go for the Throats. EE is a possibility. Less enticing. Confidant's pretty rough. Dimir Shadow Rogues. What is this wizardry? Is Dimir Shadow Rogue wizardry. Thieves Guild Enforcers, like next weakest card. Feel like this. Now we decided to just like take the Sultai list that we ran yesterday and just kind of like strip it down and say we're gonna cut all of the splashes here, run it like this, see what it looks like, and then reevaluate. Dismember seems medium. Dismember kills Stormwing entity, and that's a really important thing to remember. I was taking Vapor Snag. Yeah. Northern Blood, how's it going? Only thing I could possibly see Sultai being important for is resolve non-creature permanent. I mean, to an extent, yeah. You just like really want answers to things things that have resolved, but the downside is the mana was pretty bad. They exile a Fiery Islet. So I'm thinking this is just going to be like dismember this Swift Spear off island, play a 4/4 Shadow. Should I go down lower than that? That's at 9. Yeah, I might have to like snap dismember in the future. Gonna say he could save this Swift Spear with like double mutagenic growth there. Stormwing. Pretty bad for us. Am I supposed to just fetch up Blood Crypt here? I think I am. Like, I'm not beating the Stormwing plus mutagenic growth anyway. So I should make him think about Teamer Battle Rage. Like, obviously, he's got me dead here. But there's two options here. Like, A, he goes for it. He goes for it, and I can't beat him going for it. B, he blocks because he's dead to Battle Rage, and he's not dead to Battle Rage if he mutagenics there. But I still kind of think it's right to just make him show that he's unwilling to block, and like as soon as he shows he's not blocking, we know he's dead, or we know we're dead. Snap dismember in response to mutagenic. So we were at 6. Go to 5, we'd go to 1. We'd just be dead to like anything. Alright. Pretty removal heavy hand. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Alright. Bunch of Thieves Guild Enforcers. I do always love how like aggressive prowess players are against shadow decks. Interesting. Can't imagine he's gonna flash back this lava dart here. Let's see. Stream Decker. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Alright, should be updated now. Let's see. Bench, I'm new to Death Shadow. There's a lot of Stoneforge mystics in my LGS. Can this variance be the Death Shadow that can win against Stoneforge with Pox decks? I don't think any Shadow deck is gonna be good against Stoneforge with small Pox. Yep. This Metamorphose resolving does grow these Thieves Guild Enforcers, which is pretty fun. Always loved that against burn players as old Grixis Shadow. The matchup against the deck always felt bad, but mostly they didn't know how to play the matchup right. It's a really funny situation where, like, the better the burn player is, the easier it is for the Shadow player up to a certain point. Because early on when, like, you're learning the matchup and you're trading off resources and things like that, it's really difficult on both sides to learn, like, optimal lines. But as the burn player starts getting better, you start being better able to predict their lines. But, like, your average Shadow player is often going to struggle against burn, because burn's just going to come out and, like, throw stuff at you left and right, and it makes, like, no sense. And you're just sitting there like, well, I don't know what they have anymore. I think I'm just going for Luris plus Thieves Guild here. Probably fine, right? Like, get more bodies on the board. Paper snag my Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay. They must have something. It's like, it's interesting that they would choose to Vapor Snag my Enforcer and not my Luris there. Let's just, like, make sure we get Luris value. Could just have, like, another Vapor Snag. By stubbing this. Yeah. Bubble now, in case they draw into a, or in case I draw into a fatal push. And this is like Bolt Luris. Bolt me. Does that mean I would want to just, like, mill over this Serum Visions? Let's do that. And an iteration. Oh, baby. Opponent's down to half of their deck. That's pretty sweet. Oh, kill the Luris. Jad coming in with the raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had an awesome stream. They do have another dart. It's good to hit me for a decent chunk, but not good enough to kill me. Alright. Start off 1-0. Nice little Prowess win. It's headphones off so I can hear myself, I mean. 3-3-2s, I've done a lot worse. That is consistency. Were they all with the Bring to Light deck? All BTL. Deck seems pretty powerful, not gonna lie. It's definitely one of the ones like I want to avoid in any big event. Probably playing it in the showcase. It's a solid choice, definitely. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet. But welcome everybody from Jad's stream. Thank y'all for coming over and hanging out. Anybody doesn't know, my name is Michael, or Control Freak on Magic Online. Play a whole bunch of Modern, especially a lot of Death Shadow. And today we're playing some Blue-Black Shadow with Rogues. Notably Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought-Thief. We went 4-1 with a Sultai version of the deck yesterday. Today we're trying base blue-black. Pretty good hand. Opponent kept 7 as well. Napcaster Mage. Fairy to Fairy Opt. So, am I just taking to Fairy? I could take Opt. They play a land. I play a Thought Thief. They play their second land. I mill for 2, and now I've got enough to drown in the lock Little Teferi. Is that good enough? Alternatively, take the Teferi. They can opt on turn 1. What was the green for in Sultai? 4 mainboard Tarmogoyfs, 2 sideboard Abrupt Decays, and 2 sideboard Assassin's Trophies. Like, this is the worst card for me. I guess we're just going to take that. Alright, that's not bad. Also not bad. I think if we can find one more land, I'll be reasonably happy here. This farmland, colonnade gone. But Dogfish, I think take the big guy is like the Jund play. And I would rather have like a good enough board presence to where that card doesn't matter. Like, it's certainly the best value card they have available, but it could be wrong. Like, it could be that our clock in this variation is just not fast enough. Be right back. Hype train on Will. Understandable. They did scry to the top and draw. That mean I want to... This is why I wish I had the third land. I think we're just gonna pass. Gun play equals weak paid play. Alright, so we're definitely flashing in another Thought-Thief. Snap op, sure. Alright, third land, please. Scry to the bottom. Thank you. I should have thought seized first. Crap. Thought seized first would have put 8 cards in the yard to buff these Thought Thieves. God. Game's tough. Force a negation. Am I just countering this? No, they've got a Vantress to Fairy, unknown. Yeah, because if they've got like a Supreme Verdict, I need to get it out of hand. Second force of negation. Jace the Mind Sculptor to Fairy Hero of Dominaria. Let's take a Jace. You like the stub here? Thanks. I thought it all by myself. Alright, need opponent to brick this turn. Too much to expect you to be able to calculate 13 minus X and also count to 8 in the same deck. That's just more math than a single MTG player can handle. I'm glad someone else recognizes the struggle. Alright. Let's swing in. Unless they're gonna try to cryptic me here. I was gonna say, if they cryptic me, I let it resolve. Ooh, that's pretty. It's really cool. I would absolutely replace these with those. Alright, so the plan here is to snap Stubborn Denial a big Teferi if they cast one. Captain Jesus, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Ilzip, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you as well are having an awesome Wednesday. Did I say Wednesday last time? Yeah, Wednesday. Wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Bruno Caleb, thank you so much for the follow. Am I supposed to be flashing in anything? No. Maybe. I'm kind of assuming they have a cryptic command here. I don't have enough to block with Colonnade yet. Yeah, just go to my turn. Alright. Fourth land is, as the kids would say, augers. Thank God we got above 14 cards in their yard, so now we can fight over an Emrakul. Needed that. Almost Thursday there. We still got like a solid 8 hours here, so not quite. Hey Drew, how's it going? Emrakul can totally be countered if you believe hard enough. Got my rogues in the shopping cart. Well, hopefully I don't make you regret that decision. Alright, 3 cards in hand. We know one of them is a Teferi Hero of Dominaria. I've got to pay a whole bunch of life to fight over anything, so I got to be kind of careful to make sure that if I fight, it's game winning. And the hope is that that is the case, because they only have 2 cards that aren't Teferi in hand. And I'm, fingers crossed, able to counter both of them. So, swamp. Watery Grave. And we'll just counter this path again because America. Alright. Get there, game 1. Dogfish, I'm guessing Fish Shark is a fish aficionado. Is that the right way of saying it? Fish aficionado. Another fishy boy. I think EE for Teferi is going a little too deep. Let's go like this. Shadows, sweet to watch. Rogues reeled me in. We had a really sweet game, or sweet league yesterday, where we played Sultai Rogues with like Tarmogoyfs and Shadows and Thieves Guild and Soaring Thought-Thief. It was really good. Pedro, can we play tomorrow? Absolutely. 100% can. Just remind me whenever you're ready to throw down. I assume they're by Shark. Shark Love is Shark Love. We're not Shark Love judgers around here. Whatever you want to do in the comfort of your aquarium is good with us. Confirmed fisherman. Also monocolored devotion master. Ooh. What do you think of this? This is probably a pretty easy ship. Not enabling Shadow too quickly. Drown's not online. Snapcaster's not doing a whole lot. As awkward as it sounds, this is better. I'm just ditching what? Oh God. Maybe Bobble. Ditch Bobble. Swimming Bard, third 4-1 with this deck. Feels solid. We beat Blue-Red Prowess round 1 of this league. I swear I put you on the bottom. I'm so confident I put you away somewhere. Alright, so what I'm going to do is bobble them, see if it's something that I want them to have on top or not. I don't really want them to have an opt, so I'm just going to Thieves Guild on their upkeep. I don't know anything about their hand, but I'm assuming that them drawing an opt is going to help smooth things out a little bit, so... If we draw second basic, third basic. Yeah, Hummingbird sent the list in the Discord earlier and had the 4 1s. That took some inspiration for this list from it. We'll see if they want to trade a blind Snapcaster for a Thieves Guild Enforcer here. Yeah, like made some of my changes that I liked yesterday, but I took some stuff like the mana base, the engineered explosives in the sideboard, the rejections. Took Drown in the Locks from yesterday. Drown in Sorrow I added. It's a little bit all over the place. Soaring Thought-Thief in response here to get the Thieves Guild Enforcer trigger. But we draw our other basic, which is really, really bad for us here. Don't shoot to Fairy, don't shoot to Fairy. Rough. Big Teferi, whole bunch of counter spells. Well, let's take the big Teferi and get down this Soaring Thought-Thief. So we can kill their little Teferi next turn. That's something. I think I want to test Flaying Tendrils. I thought about Flaying Tendrils versus Drown in Sorrow and ended up going with Sorrow because of the Scry. So not exactly a huge reason one way or the other, but... But against Dredge, like, neither of them hit Prized Amalgam. Obviously, yeah, the exile aspect of Flaying Tendrils would be a little bit better. Alright, so Soaring Thought-Thief attacking puts 2 more cards in their yard, which lets me hit this Teferi for lethal. Yeah, I agree the main concern's hitting the flyers. Like Stinkweed Imp, and a little mass of Narcomoebas is absolutely a good way to lose that matchup. I'm gonna counter this. Logic Knot for 4. You got it. Yeah, they both get Auriok Champion, which was my main reason for wanting something in that slot. Alright, let's just crack in first. We're gonna mill over 2 more, which means Soaring Thought-Thief is back up to a 2-3. Blizzard, how's it going? We're currently running through some blue-black shadow rogues. That's a thing we get to say. You got it. And let's get Luris down. Bobble going. So because I see Narset in the yard, I'm going to go ahead and crack Bobble now, because if they draw into a Narset, I want to draw my card off Bobble on their turn and not go to my next turn and draw it. I guess this could be Snap Verdict, but I think it would be better as Snap Path the Luris. Snap Verdict it is. I guess it's fair, because like they don't know that I've got follow-ups. Fetch land. Okay. It's kind of funny because this might mess with their scries off Vantress. Not bad here, my man. Currently spending time brewing on MTGO. What are you brewing? Alright, this is what I was talking about. Their main phase scrying with the Vantress. So if they put like anything on top like they did right there, I'm probably Thieves Guild Enforcering. hit a Snapcaster Mage. Nice. Alright, we are presenting lethal. Got a blind draw. We're going Blue-Red Breach and Blue-Red Delver and Pauper. Nice. I used to play a bunch of Jeskai in Pauper, and then they banned Ephemerate. Made me sad. Did I just solve Blue, Black, and Shadow? No. This is like a lot of Hummingbard's work and Why You Mad's work from yesterday. I'm just playing the list. They are the ones who deserve credit for the deck building. Yeah, like, I loved the Jeskai Ephemerate list with, like, Muldrifter, Arkham's Astrolabe, Seeker of the Way. I thought that deck was super fun. Why are rogues so good? I wouldn't really say that they're good because they're powerful. They're good because they seem to have a little bit of synergy here and there. Ooh. Reflex we played in the challenge the other day. That's pretty sweet. It's really land heavy. When we played him the other day, he was on Sultai Luris. But obviously that is not the case today. I think we're going to ship and look for something a little more proactive. Good mulligan. Pat on the back. Bottom a Fatal Push. Already sent me a message. He just said GG's for the last challenge. I said GG's for sure. I see that he's not on Luris today. Ooh. Humans in this economy. Alright. What am I taking here? I got Thalia's Lieutenant. I definitely don't mind drawing like mono drown in the locks here. You're really at it. You can even make more controlling with force negation on the side. I mean, like, the way it kind of went against that blue-white opponent there, it didn't feel like we needed to be more controlling. Or I guess I should say our control level felt fine. See, by the way, I side out the rogue package quite a bit. It seems like I've wanted to trim down on like Thieves Guild Enforcers. Basically, anytime I'd trim down on Hex Drinker, like against Lava Dart matchups. Oh my god. Soaring Thought-Thief seems a little bit better for not trimming out as much, but big ol' hierarch coming through. Are they gonna image my confidant here? Yeah, I respect it. Nice. Going into silent clearing. We're just gonna go ahead. This. Rack in. Our control levels could go even higher though, right? To freakish levels, if you will. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We could be doing unheard of things in the name of control-ishness. Alright, so I do have another 3-drop in the deck. I have a second copy of Dismember, which means I'm pretty inclined to just like throw a confidant under the bus here. When it has 2 cards in hand, I haven't cast one. Kudro, Freebooter. Guess I'm just countering this. When he's on Coco, out of them, that'd be terrifying. What's up? Why you mad? Playing a little more rogue action today. Just decided to go straight blue-black to see how it fared. Because, like, you know, at the end of yesterday, I had the questions as to whether or not the full package was carrying its weight. So decided to give it a shot without the green and see how it went. But I already gave both you and Hummingbird the shout-outs shout-outs for coming up with the deck, and I'm just running it through the motions. Mantis Rider off the top. Alright, how do I want to do this? Is going to 2 any different than going to 3? Because I can just take this, Fatal Push the Hierarch, untap. Yeah, so we're just going to take this here. Get down Soaring Thought-Thief. we actually have a command for Manus Rider. If anybody was wondering, it's actually illegal in the Constitution that you can't top deck Manus Riders. And our opponent clearly hasn't been paying attention to that. So it's free to attack with the Thought-Thief, but I'm dead to like a top deck Manus Rider. So I'm just going to attack with the Shadow here and hold back the Thought-Thief. So I guess in that regard, it's not really free to attack with the Thought-Thief. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I know how this game works. I've mastered the old secrets. Gonna add Luris to the hand here. I can't beat another Manus Rider off the top anyway, so... Okay. What are you drawing into? Horizon Canopies. Could be anything. Always have it indeed. Alright. And still Manus Rider. Don't do it. Image copying Luris. Pretty good. What's a bugler? All right. So let's see what you've got coming off the top. Bugler. I do not want you having a bugler. So I can Thieves Guild Enforcer to get rid of that. Bugler and Reflector made. Hot dang. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Luckily, most of their like 1 and 2 drops don't really scare me. Let's crack in. We get ourselves out of God, Manus Rider range here. You. And we're waiting on this second bauble in case they've got a Kitesail freebooter on top of their library. So, thinking freebooter plus meddling mages here. Make an image of Scourge. Guessing name Fatal Push. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. So we've got a Soaring Thought-Thief in the yard. So what's the plan here? I can attack with Scourge, Thieves Guild Enforcer. If they don't block the Enforcer, I could buff it up to 5. So does that mean I'm supposed to attack with more? So if I attack with everything, attack across the board, what are their best blocks? Scourge on Scourge, Meddling Mage on Shadow. It can't take 6, so they have to block Luris on something. But if they go Scourge on Shadow, Meddling Mage chump Scourge, Luris die. I think that's my best line, is attack all. They have to lose both the Meddling Mage and the Luris. They keep the Scourge. I can chump block the Scourge. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Yep, Scourge on Shadow, Meddling Mage chump block, trade Luris's. So before damage, I'm going to flash in Soaring Thought-Thief. And say go. Zeos and Stencil, thank both of y'all so much for the follows. Hope you're both having fantastic Wednesdays wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Alright, they're bored in a whole bunch of removal spells. Math is for blockers. Usually. Occasionally we gotta do our own math. It feels bad, but usually for blockers. So Stubbs coming out, a couple Thoughtseize coming out. Probably Thieves Guild Enforcer. It's just like the smallest thing on... I guess it does get Death Touch really quickly, so I can't board it out. Thought-Thief, maybe? No, they can kind of trade up with Manus Riders. Maybe just board out all the Thoughtseizes. Just go like straight control. Give it a shot. Not a matchup I was expecting to face and thought too hardly about. From Bob and a Thief. I feel like Bob's just like really good here for adapting the control role. Thief, maybe. I'm also thinking about like double Thief, just like locking up the sky. But if we decide to change things up, we've always got game 3, right? Yeah. This kind of personifies that control role here. Like, as long as we hit the second land in a reasonable time frame. As long as we hit the second land in a reasonable time frame. Let's just say... I'm gonna say go here. If they like Meddling Mage, I'll respond with Fatal Push. But I don't think I'm in a huge rush to like kill this on my turn or something. JP, how's it going? Skyclave Apparition is a magic card you are allowed to play in a modern legal deck. So Phantasmal Image, Thalia's Lieutenant. So I assume this is going to be something like Lieutenant into Image. Do I want to take this hit off of the champion? I think I'm going to. I'll just Fatal Push the Lieutenant. Kind of smart about this, right? Push the big one. Get down Shadows. Say go. Skyclave Apparition should never have been designed. Agreed. That card is really, really bad in its design. Not as in the card is unplayable. The card, in my 2 cents, should not have been printed the way that it is to begin with. But right. Getting a little attacky here. Second copy of Scourge. At a 5-0 with the list. But Scourge is terrible in a lot of situations. Yeah, I mean, Scourge is pretty terrible in a lot of situations, like in all of the Shadow variants at the moment. Like you play against Tron, Scourge is terrible. Eldrazi Tron, terrible. Prowess, half the time terrible. Yep. Want to attack with both? Okay. I guess we'll just go ahead and drown in the lock in case they find something like a Kudro and just start exiling stuff out of their yard. I might want to get rid of the drown in the locks first. Fetch land? Not a fetch land. But if they don't do anything relevant, I can just like flash that in and start attacking. That technically enables Scourges. We just cut green from the list yesterday. What's the big difference? It's cutting the green from yesterday. There's a few little, like, tweaks here and there. But basically the reasoning was I didn't think the ground, or didn't think that the green did enough. So I'm kind of wanting to try it without the green and see what happens. Why didn't we drown it? Yeah. Trust me, I would have drowned it if I had the ability to. But unfortunately, somebody came in and said, you know what, you can't do that. We do open up Snap Push here. I wonder if we're supposed to upkeep Snap Push the Hierarch. Probably not. That was the reason for upkeep Snap Push the Hierarch, is just they find another Hierarch, it gets a little not bad, but alright, so beginning of combat, I'll Snap Push a Hierarch so they can't get the second Exalted trigger. When it decides they do not want to trade their Warrior champion for my God. That's rollout I didn't want to see. Can't target that stupid thing. Rid of that. Alright, we've got a couple of copies of Drowned in Sorrow. Let's find them. About those Drowned in Sorrows. I were a Drowned in Sorrow, where would I be? Or a Bauble. Take a Bauble. I don't think they're going to attack either, but you're right, we do have EE in the deck. So 2 Drowned in Sorrows, 2 EEs. That one. Where's the EE? Somewhere in these 43 cards. I'm pretty positive. Could be wrong. But any of those draws between Drowned in Sorrow, EE, Mishra's Bauble would be like pretty fine here. Another Reflector Mage. Yep. I'm gonna bounce like my Snapcaster. You're just making this top deck Drown in Sorrow even better. The one right here. All right. We're gonna find it eventually. Now that we've got fourth land, we can play and crack EE one turn. All right, deck. Counting on you. Drown in Sorrow. Or EE. Alright. I'll do it the hard way. Putting some big prayers in. Not quite. Not the worst. To be fair, we've only seen 20 cards. Why ever would we have seen one of our cards we've got a functional 4 copies of? That can attack. Gotta count for something, right? We mill ourselves. Maybe that's our game plan. We're gonna mill out our opponent. We're gonna do it. We hit a Reflector Mage. And double Manus Rider. Scourge Kicker might come up this game. You are not wrong. Hierarch, sure. We'll just go ahead and flash this in. This is such a funny match. I know, we hit over 2 lands. Like, I need them to not see Thalia's lieutenants. And I need to find one of those sweepers. Yeah, I can't really attack with the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Hit a Skyclave apparition, okay. This is something that can be confused with happening. I gotta be careful because we are down on clock here. Do this so they can't start getting chippy with these Auriok champions. Yeah. Alright. Maybe I'm supposed to attack with the Thieves Guild Enforcer so that if they block, I can just keep replaying it with Luris. And I get to mill an extra 4 cards, or 6 cards. Okay. I'd buy that for $1. Do they need to block? Not really. But like, I'm not playing out the Luris into a potential phantasmal image. So. Just got home from work. How's the deck? Well, we're currently 2-0. Somehow. Still haven't quite figured that one out. We are trying to draw into... Hey. Okay. Oh man. Oh man. That was great. Well, like, they knew next turn we'd be able to start looping EE with Luris. So if their hand just like didn't have anything going for it, I kind of get the concession. And if we're attacking, obviously we've got something. Plus just like a death touch blocker. That was so weird. That was so weird. What just happened? No idea. Wagner, how's it going? Nice draw indeed. Alright. Somehow we have found ourselves in the 3-0 bracket. MVP was Rogue milling over the 2 riders on top easily. Like the back-to-back Rogues hit Reflector Mage and double Manus Rider. And that just like took all of the pressure off of us. As Garfield intended. Alright, opponent revealed a Luris. Didn't great. But it's like a functional 7 with a bauble. So there's Luris value here. I think I'm just gonna pass and see what happens. OG Rogues player back in the days of Lorwyn. I still got a Notorious Throng in my my collection. This hammer time. Scourge. Am I shuffling away a Scourge? I think so. There's like no guarantee it's coming online anytime soon. Okay. Birds of Paradise. What the what? Oh, it's Devoted Druid? Devoted Devastation? I'll just take Walking Ballista here. Say go. They can draw their birds and play it out. Play their birds out. Drowning a bird. I'll put Luris in the hand. Eladamri's call. You got it. So we're going Fatal Push. Play the Scourge. Luris, you got it. Alright, so if, shouldn't say if, when Scourge connects, that means Stub will be online. They're drawing into Spellskite, so I'm just stubbing Finale, drowning Luris. Yep. I guess I could just like drown Devoted Druid in response to I guess in response to this. I don't think that's really worth it though. Counter that because we got a chunky boy. Alright, double drown in the lock's pretty sweet here. Am I tapping off of double drown in the lock to play a shadow? I'm gonna say no. I know his last card is Luris. I've got that covered. Counter target Luris. Duskwatch Recruiter. Do I care about Duskwatch? Countering this. I guess he can't activate it right away, can't he? It's close. I definitely don't think it's like cut and dry counter it, but I see the argument. Let's play Luris. Play a Bauble. gonna bobble myself, because if I see like a 2-drop, I might not want to play the shadow. Don't say go. Alright, 2 draws to find Vizier of Remedies, and a payoff. I guess 3 draws because they have Horizon Canopy too. Okay. Find nothing there. Get a draw off this bobble. Alright, so that should pretty well seal it up, right? I guess attacking with Luris is fine. Means you have to block 2 things. Bring it to Noble Hierarch. I don't care about that one, so I'm just gonna save this Drown in the Lock. I don't think I have a huge need to fire it off. Alright, so EE's great. Drown in Sorrow's pretty good. Go for the Throat's good. Aether Gust is probably fine. But it's on like the meh side. Like our primary game plan's just really solid against them anyway. I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving myself too weak against like a too weak against like Auriok champions. Rejection should be good. Like, yeah, you can rejection the ballista win con, but it's literally doing nothing else. Stubbs countering like the setup cards. It's countering the search effects. It's countering what's the stupid Gitsling back from the yard, and it has haste card. Like, I don't really care about most of their non-creature targets. If my removal for their creatures is good, then the rest of it doesn't matter too much. Maybe like board out a bobble. Most of the deck's just like well positioned against them. Yeah, like this is completely fine. Show me the veil. No veil. That one. That's the card I couldn't think of. Let's take Eladomri's Call. No, we'll just take Ballista. Next turn, double hand disruption again. Thicket, sure. Thicket and a Bird of Paradise. We know what their draw was for turn. I can take the path. Like, I could Thoughtseize the path, save the Inquisition for Luris. They can't call for a Skyclave Apparition next turn. Well, I guess it would get kind of awkward if I leave Eladamri's Call, they pass the turn back, I attack with the Shadow Inquisition, they Eladamri's Call for a Skyclave Apparition, and I have to decide between taking Apparition and taking Postmortem Lunge. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to Thoughtseize Path and play a Shadow. Best card for this matchup is 4 Voice of Resurgence from the sideboard, but no one plays them except Mario Gomes. Never heard of such a player. Alright, so they added Luris to their hand, which plays really well into our Thoughtseize. I guess they do get Postmortem Lunge here. What do we care? Nah, we're just leaving them with Postmortem Lunge. They've got a Lunge in hand. They can pay a whole bunch of mana, Lunge back a Luris, play a Walking Ballista for 1. We will drown in sorrow their board. Fine. Can't Walking Ballista me for 3 here. Ooh. Seems like a losing play. You mean out of them there? Don't believe they had a ton of options. Yep. They have to draw a Path to Exile off this. At Lunge into Luris, right. Like, I definitely don't think it was a winning line, but I don't think they had any options. They're not dead, but if they start giving up birds and they're just like lunging back a bird or lunging back a Luris and not getting anything off of it. They're not birds and held up drown or held up call. I mean, like, I think there's a few plays they could have made. I don't think if they ultimately, or I don't know if they ultimately mattered. But then again, I don't know the composition of their deck. Like, I don't know how many value pieces they had that could help them get out of that situation. Give you your sub. Well, I didn't know yours would run out. I told you that. Let me know whenever it did. I would resub you. About to make me miss my match. Voila. Bench. Welcome back to the subscribers. Thank you so much. Even if you metagame for a 1v1 sub challenge. Alright, love to play first. Again, guys, Bench totally didn't metagame for our 1v1 sub challenge. Wink, wink. Okay, so we got Inquisition to Bob, which is pretty fun. Opponents on a Luris deck. We see an Eidolon of the Great Rebel. So Inquisition into Bob getting less and less exciting by the second. Swift Spear, Shield of Fire, Bolt. Let's just take Swift Spear. In preliminary, wish you luck. Good luck. I know you're not going to need it, but good luck anyway. Just suspend Rift Bolt. Drawing into an Arid Mesa. Okay. Shadow's a really good pickup. So now we can start thinking about how we get from here to getting them dead. Let's say I shock in Watery Grave. They Rift Bolt me in the face, untap, play Eidolon. I respond to Eidolon with Soaring Thought-Thief. I'm at 17. I untap, attack with a Thought-Thief, and I get to put them, or turn on Drown in the Loch for whatever. They've got 2 fetch lands, so they might fetch to go for Eidolon. In which case, I might just drown to counter the Eidolon. Lost the trophy to burn like an hour ago. That's not good. They do go with a fetch land for the Eidolon there. Am I countering this? They've got 5 points of burn in hand. I think I am. Now, do I want to play a Shadow down? I can fetch Shock to 11. Their hand is Sunbaked Canyon, Arid Mesa, Seal of Fire, Lightning Bolt. I can fetch Shock to 11, play a Shadow, then go with like a Thought Thief. I could play double Shadow, but they can kill them. I could play Confidant. I think I'm getting a Shadow down here. And just like going with Soaring Thought-Thief. Alright, that's their draw for turn. Got it. And you're gonna lightning bolt that. Absolutely. Here's a shadow. So they could spend this turn adding Luris to their hand. Yep. And suspend a Rift Bolt. I know that's getting aimed at a Luris. I think I'm just gonna play Bob, say go. They're putting like a pretty big emphasis on my creatures. There's a non-zero chance that they just... Nope. Going after my face. I was gonna say non-zero chance they go after my Bob here. Sunbaked Canyon's down, so we don't know their last card. Bob flips over a Drown in the Lock, which is lethal. Bobby! Alright, Aether Gust coming in, Counter Squall's coming in, Dismember's coming out. Maybe... I think I want Thieves Guild Enforcer. I think I'm just going to board out some Thought Seizes. Go for the Throat could be an option. EE could be an option. But I really don't want to respect things like that enchantment. What's it called? The 2-mana enchantment. Or the 2-mana artifact. Grind a Burning Rage or whatever the enchantment is until I've seen them. Rolling Vortex, that's the one. Thank you. Let Me Sleep's coming in clutch. Why are there only 3 pushes? Because there is a Dark Confidant. But no, really, I feel like there's a lot of matchups right now where Fatal Push isn't the best. So I decided to try just relying on the 3 Fatal Pushes and the 4 Drown in the Locks. And see how that worked out. Okay. I'm definitely casting some spells here. Not bobbling myself, because I know I'm firing off a spell. They're really good at drawing into these Eidolons, aren't they? Unholy God Machine, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Ooh, they've got all of the burn, every bit of it. Not a single part left out. I don't think it matters too much. Like, Skewer's not online unless they hit me, so I guess we're just taking a Skewer. Eidolon. Cross into a Soaring Thought-Thief. Okay, so we play down Shadow. We take an Eidolon trigger. We go to 11. Gotta do this because we can't Drown in the Lock and Eidolon while they only have 1 card in their graveyard. Otherwise, I would. Redeemed Hydrate. I'm gonna have to get some water after this match. Or after this game. Got like a tiny little half of a sip left. So, don't let me forget. I gotta redeem a Hydrate. Lava spike my face. There any reason we can come up with that they would have spent 2 mana, or did they? Okay, they suspended Rift Bolt, and I just didn't see. Never mind. We're pretty dead. And a Boris Charm on top. So I know they've got this Rift Bolt on suspend, a Skewer the Critics. Yeah. We are dead here. Looks a little sketch for us here. Yeah, a little sketch. Not a lot of sketch, like minor amounts of sketch. But what go for the throat? Like, I really don't want to be stuck with counter spells against Eidolon. What would I be? Maybe it's better than Thieves Guild. Is this for the trophy? Yeah, this is game 3, match 5 for the trophy. For the honor of the Shadow Rogues players in the chat right now who are trying as hard as they can to prove that their deck is real. Are we supposed to side out Bob? I think Bob's still fine. Like, our curve is extremely low. And we're certainly not playing him out if we're in a bad position. But if we're, like, even on board, he helps. Alright. He milled double Manus Rider. The deck is real to me. Oh, fair. Fair. Lightning Bolt. With Lightning Bolt, we'll be a little bit conservative here. Oh, they've got a really reactive hand here. Interesting. I don't want to just take the path, or the path or the deflect. Yeah, path or lightning helix. But at the same time, like, path isn't actually killing me. Path or helix, path or helix. I think I'm going to take helix. I think I want to get him to a point where he needs to deflecting palm the shadow. Like with cards like deflecting palm, the card's not live unless I choose it's live. I'm the one who's deciding if I'm attacking into the open mana with palm. If I know about it, I'm making the decision to attack into it. So if I choose not to, if I choose to wait for more hand disruption, deflecting palm's not doing anything.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate. It's a thing about making it feel right.
Soaring Thought-Thief. Alright, one burn spell down. Rift Bolt has been pointed at my dome. As such, Deflecting Palm is not online until I choose that Deflecting Palm is online. Hold my Thought-Thief, you got it.
If it's an accident,
Am I just adding Luris to hand here?
You know, you want those.
I can Inquisition Shadow, or I can Inquisition add Luris. Or not Inquisition add Luris, or add Luris. I do kind of like the idea of him pathing my shadow and ramping me.
Think about making it feel right.
Let's see if he goes for it. Sweet. I don't know why he's wasting burn on it either. I do not have a good explanation there.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate. It's not about getting all the errors out. It's about getting it to feel right.
See if we can take like an answer to Luris. He did find himself a whole bunch of burn, didn't he? Let's see, am I taking Charm? I guess so. Yep.
If it's an accident that's an error that feels good, then you leave.
Come on, Goblin Guide.
You know, you want those.
Rift Bolt suspended. Ooh. You don't say, deck. You don't say. No. Away. Oh, my Luris. I know. They'll all bet for me to lose. What terrible people. I mean, we might at this rate. If we find a shadow or a scourge, we'll be fine. But if we don't, who knows? It's not a shadow or a scourge, but we'll take it. Gotta remember that this thing has the flash. Okay. We're doing stuff. We milled over a skewer of the critics. Ugh. Thieves Guild Enforcer OP. Thieves Guild Enforcer too good for modern? Yes. Yes, it is. I also appreciate how opponents like all in on this deflecting palm plan. Put Eidolon on top of their library. Their squall's good. Deflecting palm me. Dare you. Dare you to deflecting palm me. The fear. The fear. Alright, he's got Eidolon Unknown. The fear in opponent's eyes. Staring. No! No! Rest in peace, sweet prince. I guess that one's okay too. That little gentleman, yeah, gentleman just put in so much work. All right, what do we think? Rogues! Rogues! Oh, man. Oh, let's talk about that one for a second. Who needs skill when you draws like that? No kidding. Okay, all right. Everybody go out, update your TCG player cart. Go buy all your rogue stuff. Get it now before it spikes. All right, what do we think about the list? Jay Messiah, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday wherever you're at in the world. What do we think about the league? The Rogues package, again, did like more than I thought it was going to do, and that was pretty sweet. It carried a lot of weight in a lot of matches. We saw it against humans milling over some interesting pieces. Thieves Guild Enforcer is no Shadow or Tarmogoyf for Scourge, but is still a very respectable clock in its own right. Drowning Lock, if your opponent doesn't have like Relic of Progenitus, is pretty amazing. Dark Confidant was really solid. I was glad to see. I think Freed pointed out earlier that the second Dismember might not be necessary, and I'm not opposed to the idea of cutting one, maybe two. I don't know what I'd replace them with, but we can figure something out along the way. Hand Disruption was great. Removal was great. Stubborn Denial is a little bit awkward. Bruno, how's it going? Just 5-0'd with this. So, you know, modern things. In the sideboard, Ceremonious Rejection. We didn't see Tron or Eldrazi Tron, so that was pretty dead. Counter Squall was great. No argument with Counter Squall. Aether Gust, we only saw one time against Burn there, which is fine. I've never been a huge proponent of Aether Gust, so I'm a little bit lower on the card than other people in general. We saw One is the Humans match against Triple Oriok Champion. Soul Guide, Lantern. I think you just need something for Grave Hate, even if I want to cut it all the time. Drown in Sorrow we saw against the Devoted Druid deck. Did some work there. Flaying Tendrils, basically the same card, could do basically the same thing. And Go for the Throat, I think it's really good to have like an unconditional removal spell on the board, especially with things like Stormwing Entity running around. So yeah, that was a pretty sweet one. If there's anything I would change going forward, I might figure out something with the Stubborn Denials. Like, would I rather them be 2 more Dark Confidants, or would I rather them be some other piece of interaction? I don't know. Aether Gust and Rejection are like always going to be meta dependent. I feel like I don't really want any of these 4. I don't really want any of these 6. But I feel like the rest is pretty solid. But these could kind of be like flex spots depending on what you think you're going to see. I guess that's about it. Is Unearth worth it? Maybe. Unearth could be interesting. Wouldn't be opposed to it.